sisters, how y'all doing? Hope you guys are doing fantastic. I'm here today with a follow-up video on a video that I did with two other co-hosts a couple days ago, and if you haven't watched it, you should check it out here. And it's called Broken Relationships. And I touched on getting over a relationship with your significant other. But because the topic is so sensitive and it means so much to me, I wanted to do a more in-depth video about it. Now, I have wanted to do this video for about a year now. I really have, but I haven't been able to come on camera and do it because I felt like I wasn't over it. How can I talk about something when I'm struggling with it? I mean, it just didn't make any sense to me. But as time has gone on and I've sort of grown in my feelings, and unfortunately, I know people who've taken some pretty extreme measures because they couldn't handle this, I wanted to come here and talk to you guys about it. And it also helps me to be able to come and dialogue with you guys. So let's talk. Just sit down, relax, because I have no idea how long this video is going to be. Let's just figure this whole thing out. So when you get out of a relationship, depending on how that relationship ended, your feelings might just sort of be all over the place. And of course, that just depends on the circumstances as to why you guys broke up and how the relationship was even going before you guys broke up. Regardless of all of those things, if you love that person or you felt like you love that person, that pain is going to be real. That pain is going to be so real. It's going to hurt like hell. And I know with me, the pain almost seemed unbearable because of the fact that I put so much into that relationship. And it wasn't just that. He wasn't just a boyfriend to me. He was one of my closest friends. And we talked all the time. I told him everything. We were like this. So it's not just, oh, I'm losing my boyfriend. I'm losing a huge chunk of my life. So when we broke up, we didn't break up on bad terms. Like, nothing happened. We didn't have a bad breakup. It wasn't bad. It was more of a circumstantial breakup, which was a lot tougher for me because at least when someone does something bad to you, it's easier, a little bit easier to be able to say, oh, well, he's a jerk, he's this and he's that. But when they don't do anything to you, when they're wonderful, what do you do then? It hurts even more because you can't be with this person for whatever reason. My first thing that I would say to do is cry it out. Whatever emotions you have, if you're not a crier, that's totally fine. Get it out, scream it out, yell it out, get it out of your system, because it's going to hurt so much that if you try and suppress that, it's going to come out in ways that you can't even imagine, and it's going to be embarrassing. It's going to, it can be tragic. It can also hurt people that you care about unintentionally. You have to get it out. You have to cry it out. And that can take a long time. When I got out of my relationship, I was like, you know what? I can't be sad forever. I have to, this has to be like done within like a week. I have to cry it out in a week. I kept giving myself these timelines and it seemed like months went by, months and months. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why am I still crying? Why am I still so hurt? You have to be easy on yourself. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. You may cry for a whole year. You might cry for 2 years. Because if that person meant something to you, if that person really meant something to you, those feelings are not just going to go away. So that's the first thing, cry it out. Now, another thing that's really important for you to do, is to keep it 100% real with yourself. Meaning, whatever happened in that relationship, you need to face it straight up. Going through a breakup can be like going through a death. You might not be able to communicate with that person anymore. It's not what it used to be anymore. And so it's really important to face all of the facts. So what that means is thinking about what actually happened. What did that person do to you? What did you do to that person? And internalizing it, taking it in and saying, this happened to me, and that's the part that I think a lot of people really struggle with, because whenever you do break up with someone, it's really easy to kind of glorify the good things. Oh, he was so nice. Oh, she was so beautiful. She used to always bring me flowers. He used to always, give me money to get my hair done. You tend to glamorize and just really focus on all the good stuff. And you kind of forget about all the other stuff. And that is a good and bad thing. For one, when you think about the good things, it sucks you back in. It sucks you back in. And that can be really, really hard on you. So my suggestion, and this was actually suggested to me by my best friend, was to write down all of the things that he did, all of the things that I didn't like, all of the things that I did like, all the things that I hope for in the future with us, because, you know, I love this man. This is not somebody who didn't mean anything to me. Like, I love him. I still do love him. And I had hopes and dreams and thoughts about what was going to happen with us. And when you break up, it's gone. And so I wrote down all the different things that he did to me, all the different things that I feel about him, both good and bad, and all the dreams and wishes that I had. And I wrote it down on a piece of paper. And I take this paper and I look at it in the morning, and that helps me to be able to face the facts and start my day. Everyone has different, you know, times of the day where things sort of trigger them, and for me it's in the morning. When I wake up, the first thing I usually think about is how I feel. Do I feel good? Do I feel bad? What's going on in my life? And so that's usually when whatever it is actually starts to hurt. For some people, it's late at night. So you kind of need to be aware of that. But whenever you can, you know, just take a look at the paper or put it in your phone and look at your phone. Put it in your notes and face the facts. Because once you face them, you don't have to keep thinking about that in your head. For example, if he did something to you, and while you're thinking about all these thoughts about him, the good things come in your thoughts, the bad things come in your thoughts. Once you write it down, it's like it took everything from here and it put it on paper. So now you're not thinking about the fact that, oh, he went to Hawaii without me. He said we were going to go to Hawaii together. He lied to me. He told me that he wanted to go with me. He went without me. And you're thinking about that all the time, right? But once you write it down, it's like, look, he went to Hawaii without you. Next. What else? Like, it makes it a lot more real. And that's probably one of the hardest things to do, but it's going to help you feel a lot better. Another thing you need to do is get rid of his pictures, his or her pictures, and things that you were given as gifts. This is rough, okay? Because if you're someone like me who loves taking pictures, or who just loves memories, that's part of the reason why I have a vlog channel. That's part of the reason why, you know, I have Instagram. I like capturing moments, and it means a lot to me. So for me to go through and delete all of his pictures was rough. But the thing is, having his pictures in my phone all the time, it'll make it a lot harder for me to move on, because I'm going to keep looking at those pictures and thinking about how we went here, and oh, how handsome he was, and how cute we were, and how much I love him. And that is not doing me any good. So delete the pictures. You got to do whatever works for you. When it comes to things that the person bought you, I believe that if it's something that you're going to look at and it's going to make you feel pain, then you need to get rid of it, regardless of how much it costs. If he got you this necklace from Tiffany and you're like, oh, but it's from Tiffany, it was expensive. Well, it's like, are you keeping it because it's from Tiffany and you like it, or are you keeping it because it was from him? So I think the best thing to do is just to get rid of the things that he got you or she got you, and let that go, because you're letting it all go. Let it all go. Another thing that is probably the most important thing, and for me, this is why it has taken me so long to move on. It's the fact that we've always kept in communication. So, like I said, we didn't break up on bad terms. We didn't. And so that love was still there. That passion is still there. And we would talk every so often. It wasn't every day. It wasn't like what it used to be. But it was enough to keep him in the back of my mind or in the front of my mind, whatever. So even if I would date people, I still love him. If that situation presented itself for us to be together again, that's exactly where I would be, like in a heartbeat. Cutting off communication is so important. You need to delete their number, delete everything, emails, everything, delete all of it, so you're not tempted to go back and read it and think about it. Or you're not tempted to call them when you have a rough night or when you're drunk or whatever excuse you want to give yourself to reach out to them. It'll be hard for you to do it, because you're going to have to go through and find his number or whatever. Now, if you have it memorized, then that's a whole nother issue. But not keeping in communication, truly cutting ties 100% will speed up the healing process. I've had 3 boyfriends my whole life, and with the first one, when we broke up, I cut off all ties 100%. Didn't speak to him. And that healing process was super quick. Super, super quick. With the person after him, we would talk here and there, and that breakup was really, really rough. And the communication caused me to get aggravated. It made me angry. Him reaching out to me, because it was him reaching out to me, it just drove me crazy. It made me so angry. And so I had to block his number until I felt like I could have a normal conversation with him. And now it's fine. Like, now his number is unblocked. I don't feel anything for him anyway. But that communication caused me to have this resentment with him for a long time, because he kept calling me. He kept reaching out to me. It's not good on either end. With this last person that I was with, the communication was both ways. I'd contact him, he'd contact me, we'd see each other, we'd go on dates. But at the end of the day, we're not together. And that pain, it's like a cut that you keep touching. It's not gonna heal because you keep touching it. It's like, stop touching the cut. Let it go. Let it go. Because when you continue communication and you see each other and you hang out or whatever, you're still keeping that hope alive. And if one person or both of you have decided that this is not going to work, you're messing with that. Because sadly, sometimes when you do have that friendship, or, you know, you are still in that little in between, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, you might end up getting hurt in that process. Meaning the relationship may have actually ended okay, but when you start doing that thing, you might end up getting hurt in that. Because I find that there are a lot more secrets with that, because it's like, you're not together, but you are together. So now I'm lying to you. You know, you're not going to be treated as a girlfriend per se, because you're not. So you can't really expect girlfriend things or girlfriend behavior, I guess you could say. It just gets extremely messy. I just say cut off all communication. If the person really cares about you, if the person loves you, if the person wants to be with you, there is nothing you can do that's going to stop them. They're going to reach out to you. They're going to try to get you back. Okay? But you bugging them, or you texting them, I miss you, I love you, you know, sending them old pictures and stuff like that. If they're like a decent person, just because they don't want to hurt your feelings, they might just be like, oh, this is nice, oh, I miss you too, or whatever. But actions speak louder than words. Stop listening to what people say. Stop listening to what people say. Stop listening to what your exes say. Just watch what they actually do. Watch what they do, and it'll tell you everything you need to know. Words mean nothing. They mean absolutely nothing. Now, getting into you and what you can do so that you can try and feel good on the inside. Once you've cried it out, once you've done all those different things, it's so important for you to have a circle of friends or family that you trust. When we are going through breakups and we're in so much pain, we forget sometimes how much love we have from other people. Some of us, including myself, love so hard, and we put our happiness in other people. So unless my ex is in my life, I'm not happy. I can be shopping, I can be at the club, I can be at the park, I can be exercising. Whatever I'm doing, I'm always thinking about him. And if I'm doing those things and he's not in my life, I'm not happy. If I'm doing those things and he is in my life, I'm happy. It's rough because that's how you feel. But there are other people who love you. There are other people who care about your happiness. And there's other people who you're invested in. Those are the people that you need to reach out to. And it doesn't have to be, hey, oh my God, so-and-so dumped me, or oh my God, we broke up. It just can be, hey, how are you? And just start a conversation and just keep interacting with people. if you do decide to open up and tell people how you feel and tell them what happened with people that you do trust, it actually is beneficial, because the love and the advice and support they'll give you will mean so much for you. And that's actually what helps me to feel better. It's not everyone I trust talking to about everything, but there are a select few that I do have. Now, I am very aware that not everyone has someone to talk to. I know this. And I know this because I've talked to you guys here on YouTube enough to know that some of you don't have friends. And you don't have supportive family members. And some of you are just extremely private people, don't feel comfortable talking about things. That's fine. You don't have to use those people, but you do need to get it out in some way. So whether that means journaling and writing down how you feel and using that time to pray, meditate, talk to God, do that. For some people, the breakup might be very traumatic, and you might need to see someone who is not going to judge you and who is a professional. And you might want to go to counseling. Call up your hospital and you can take a look at your insurance and see if you're covered for something like that, and see a therapist. You have no idea how freeing that is, to be able to talk to someone and get it out, and just get it out. But that's important. You have to get it out. You have to talk about it. You have to heal from that first. And also keep yourself busy. When you don't have anything to do, you have nothing but time to sit there and think and think and think and stalk their Instagram and, just cry and do things that are, may not be good for you. You might start drinking, smoking weed, just doing things to numb your feelings, because one, you don't have anything to really do. And two, you don't really feel like doing anything anyway. So you need to use that time to do other things that make you happy. When you're in relationships, sometimes you don't get to do everything you want to do because you spend so much time with that person. So it could be a thing where you've always wanted to take ballet, or you wanted to take a painting class, or you just want to work out because you don't really get to. Do that. Focus on yourself. Focus on your inner self, your core, and also focus on your outer self. Make sure you're eating. Make sure you're eating. Eat. You have to eat. Make sure you're exercising and just doing things to maintain yourself. Don't walk out looking like crap. I read a part of a book by Kimora Lee Simmons. I think it was called Fabulosity or something like that. And in the book, she says that when she was having a bad day, she would always dress up, wear something really nice, have her hair done, makeup, everything. And even though she felt like crap on the inside, walking around and looking good made her cheer up. It just made her cheer up knowing that she looked good. And of course, people complimenting or looking her way, it just helped for that day. When you're going through a breakup, everything is just day by day. It's day by day. And I'm going to keep it real with you. A lot of times when you're going through something like this, no matter what you do, you feel sad. And that's pretty discouraging, because you think, hey, I am doing things that make me feel happy. People are telling you, you just need to be single. You just need to enjoy your life. Just be single, be single, be single. Okay, well, I am single. I am enjoying my life, but I'm still not happy. And that could be because sometimes you're only happy in a relationship. That's what makes you happy. And I just say that that's okay. But that same love and passion that you put into relationships, while you're waiting for another one, use it for someone else. So in my last video, I talked about maybe going to the hospital and helping the sick children, reading to the sick children, working with the homeless, working at a preschool, whatever. It really doesn't matter. But sometimes seeing people who are in need, who are in extreme need, really does help you kind of freeze your emotions for a little bit and pour out some of that love that you've been storing up to people who need it. So it really is important to be able to use that energy into something else that targets the same exact emotion. For me, YouTube has been helpful also. I think people who make me laugh is probably just the best thing when I'm in a mood like this. Watching comedy, any kind of comedy, stand-up comedy, just laughing. Sometimes you forget, I haven't even laughed in a whole week. If you go on Instagram or you just follow people who are comedians, you watch movies or whatever that make you laugh. I would say stay away from anything that's going to trigger you to feel bad for yourself, cry when you don't need to. Like, don't watch a whole bunch of couples vlogs right after a breakup, because it's just going to make you hurt more. It's not, you don't have to watch that. Watch something else until you feel better. And every single day is progress. So if you didn't get out of bed yesterday and you got out of bed today, that's progress. Every day is progress. So don't be so hard on yourself. Just understand that if someone is supposed to be in your life, they're going to be in your life. And some people are in your life for a little bit and you learn whatever you're supposed to learn from that relationship and you mourn it and then you move on, because you won't be able to allow other people to come into your life if you're still holding on to that. And trust and believe, there's always one person that's really hurting and the other person who's doing whatever they want to do, enjoying their life while you're sitting at home crying. So remember that too, because life is just not fair in that way, and you're holding on to someone who's let go of you a very long time ago. So I really hope that this video was helpful in some way to you guys. It's a process. It's not easy. It takes a long time. I definitely understand, because like I said, I'm definitely still not where I need to be. I'm definitely not over my breakup. But every day gets better, and I've learned what I was doing wrong. And I just kind of wanted to share it with you guys. Just know that every single thing gets better with time. Every single day, it'll hurt less. Some days, it just might hurt more, just depending on what triggers you. But eventually, it'll hurt less, and it'll go away. And you'll look back and you'll say, look at what I overcame. And it'll help you to be stronger for the next time that you're in a relationship. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. And there might be some things that I missed. If there's other things that you guys want to add to this, please leave a comment below and share it with me, share it with everyone else, because we definitely don't all have the answers and we want to learn from each other. So I hope you guys are all doing fantastic. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Big kisses to you all. Mwah. Have a fabulous day. Peace, love, and light.